December 18, 1984, 8:20 a.m. 247 passenger train in a long whistle sound slowly left Wuchang Railway Station. The train was made up of 16 carriages. It was carrying out operating from Wuchang Station to Guangzhou Station at 12:33247. The train arrived on time at Rongjiawan Station in Yueyang County, Hunan Province. Rongjiawan Station in Yueyang County. Passenger boarding and alighting operations began. 2 minutes later, the train got on the Beijing-Guangzhou Railway from Rongjiawan Station to Guangzhou Station section, maintaining a normal speed of 75 km per hour. According to the operating chart, the train will pass Guangzhou Station at 12:44 on the main line, and after passing through the Huangsha Street Station Taolin Station Fanjiawan Station at 13:12, the train will stop at the next station. Miluo Station was at mealtime. Passengers were eating their own dry food. Passengers with some economic conditions paid for a box lunch. Those who were more well-off ordered hot meals from the dining car, stir-fry dishes, which were of course also more expensive. In short, at this moment in time, most of the people on the train have only one thing in mind, is to eat. Half an hour later, most of the passengers on the train had already eaten their fill, sitting down lazily in their seats, ready to take a comfortable nap, unaware that a disaster is about to happen and inevitable. At this moment, a man with a backpack was walking through the aisle. He looked at the travelers who were full of wine and food. The more he watched, the more he felt uncomfortable. This passenger is from Yueyang County, Hunan Province, Huaminglu Township, Shrimp Gongtang Village. Yang Mao, a farmer from Zhang Zongqiao production team. Yang has a major bad habit, is gambling like a life. Every gambling game will not be able to walk to the casino. Whether the table knows the people or not, he has to get involved in a foot and often lose a shit. Think you know, a farmer is not much money. Also often like to gamble to lose a lot of money. So Yang can be said to be a family of 4 in the village and a bad reputation, so there is no daughter-in-law. Mixed very bad. Just a while ago Yang lost all his money again because of gambling. So he went to the village captain to borrow money. He said he wanted to buy seeds. The captain is not a person to be fooled. He knew that Yang must be borrowing money to go gambling, but if he did not lend him, he could not even sustain his life. The soft-hearted captain finally lent him 400 yuan and repeatedly instructed to buy seeds. Be an honest farmer in peace, don't go back to gambling. Despite the captain's kind words and advice, but Yang still does not enter the oil and salt. He kept saying yes. As soon as he turned his head, he forgot all about the housewife. Take the borrowed 400 yuan, ready to go gambling again. As expected, once again lost a mess of Yang. Amidst the jeers of his gambling buddies, tauntingly left the casino, but he did not choose to go home. Instead, he went to a mine in the county, because the mine needs to blow up the mountain. So there will be detonators, explosives and other explosives there, plus it was night time, so Yang got these explosives smoothly. The next day, some villagers saw Yang leaving the village with a package on his back and said he did not want to live. But at that time the villagers thought he was joking and did not care. I thought the words, "I don't want to live anymore." He would say this after every gambling loss. Over time, people around him are used to it. Yang left the village and came to Yueyang County. No ticket mixed on the 247 passenger train. In the 80s station, ticketing and security checks are very lax, infinitely close to no security checks. So Yang was very easy to blend on the train. After boarding the train, Yang went all the way through to avoid ticket checks. Several hard-seat carriages. He looked at the drunk and full. These passengers look more and more unpleasant in his heart. Thinking of these people living a life of carefree food and clothing, and then think about his own heart of injustice, rose more and more. He went through the dining room. He came to the sleeper car of the train. Shiheng directly pulled the explosives in the bag. Boom! Everyone was terrified by this loud sound. The driver in the locomotive, although at this time still do not understand what in the end happened, but professional instincts told him, this time must stop immediately. With the emergency braking measures brought about by the ear-piercing anal wheel and the line ghost surface friction sound, after taking emergency braking measures, train 247, after traveling another 200 meters or so, stopped on the Beijing-Guangzhou Railroad line. After the train stopped, the conductor asked the passengers to calm down through the radio, "Don't panic, listen to the arrangement of the conductor of each car, evacuate the train in an orderly manner." At this time the driver was very anxious. Because at this moment the train was stopped on the down line of the railway track. In other words, there is another railroad track next to the main road. This means that there will be a train passing by at any time. If passengers are not allowed to get off the train in an orderly manner at any time, their lives will be in danger. At this time, the carriage seemed to be in chaos. Many passengers did not know what was happening, so they were desperately anxious to get off the train. Some people even smashed the windows of the train, ready to jump directly from the train, and the place to jump was the main line of the railway track next to it. Nevertheless, the crew still tried their best to evacuate passengers. Let them all evacuate through the front door of the car. The majority of the passengers obeyed the instructions. Not like before, the first to crowd the medicine down. Finally, after a certain amount of time to evacuate, all passengers have left the vehicle. Fortunately, no more serious accidents were caused. See, all the passengers have got off, all the train crew members. All rushed to the sleeper car. At the same time, the conductor also rushed to call the nearby train station, Rongjiawan Station, for help. Wuchang Station also immediately sent people to support and also started to contact the trains behind. Trains that were about to pass through this area suspend the journey. When the crew arrived at the sleeper car, the sleeper car was still smoldering with smoke. The windows were all blown out. The scene was a mess. The crew was holding a fire extinguisher to put out the fire while continuing to help the sleeper car. Unable to evacuation of passengers who could not move. Finally, the crew found Yang's body in the sleeper car. The accident caused a total of 1 person died on the spot. 8 people were injured to varying degrees. A hard sleeper car broke through the Beijing-Guangzhou line downstream, interrupting the main line operation for 1 hour and 51 minutes. Constitutes a passenger train explosion accident. In view of the results of Yang has died, therefore, no longer pursue its criminal responsibility. Quality rehabilitation of injured passengers, lost wages and other costs borne by the Guangzhou Railway Bureau. In addition, Yang was actually able to detonators and other explosives on the train. This shows that the crew on the train management, there are serious problems, even threatened the safety of passengers. The poor safety awareness of the management staff is reflected in this incident. Therefore, in the future, no matter what kind of transportation, the inspection of contraband is very important, for a single negligence of the management can lead to a big mistake. And the perpetrator of this incident, Yang Mao, because of gambling and no money, and choose to kill themselves. It is really regrettable. Fortunately, there were no casualties in the end, so that this incident can let everyone learn a lesson.